guys, welcome back to Lily Reads. So earlier this week, I posted a September TBR, and in that video, I said in September, I want to shop my shelves. What did that mean? It means going to your own personal bookshelf and finding books that have just been sitting around, or maybe you've forgotten about or you've put off, and prioritize reading them, shopping your own bookshelf, falling in love again with the books that you pay money for and got yourself. And so that is what I did. I pulled off a bunch of books from my speculative, mystery, thriller, and suspense shelf, and I decided I wanted to read all of those books in September. And that is the start of this vlog. I picked out 4 books from that video, and I decided these are the 4 that I am going to read. These are the 4 that I know I definitely want to get through, so I prioritize them first. The first book we have is The Last Time I Saw You by Liv Constantine. This book I paid $5 for. It seems up my alley. It's a domestic thriller. I read the synopsis in that video I was talking about, and I really want to read this. I'm kind of in a thriller mystery mood, which is crazy because October is next month, and that's what I should be in that mood. But I'm actually in that mood now, and I'm choosing to be a mood reader. I'm going to, dive in. The next book we have is The Blue Ticket. This is probably the most highbrow book that I am going to read in all of September. This book is by Sophie McIntosh. It was longlisted for the Man Booker Prize, which is just the Booker Prize now, and I'm excited to get to this. This is another discount book that I purchased that I really never heard anything about, but I'm excited to read. The next book we have is a book that has already had its day, already has fans who enjoy it, but I have just never gotten to it, even though I own it. And it is A House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Malerman. This will be my first Josh Malerman book. I did not read Bird Box, and I have not read anything else from Josh Malerman. So this is my first Josh Malerman book. Let's hope it's a winner. I don't know about this. I don't usually read books that are like this, so I'm curious, but I don't know. And the last book is probably the book I am most excited to read out of all the books I have planned to read in September. And it is These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. I don't know why I'm excited for this book so much. And this book lets me down. It's probably going to be a product of 2 things: being too excited and it not being good. But I am going to read this book. And that's the TBR. That is the TBR for this week. I am excited to read these 4 books this week. And we are going to start with The Last Time I Saw You, because you can see my book mark is already in the... I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Hello, you guys. It is dinner time. Tonight's dinner is relatively easy. The only thing that's not easy about it is we are having Brussels sprouts, and I hate cutting up Brussels sprouts for some reason. It's not even that tedious, and it's definitely not hard. I just don't like doing it. So let me show you what we haven't put in tonight. Okay, so first things first, Brussels sprouts. Gonna cut these up and bake them. I do like brown sugar Brussels sprouts. Nice, fun, great. Just a little salt, little oil, little brown sugar. Call it a day. Delicious. A little salty and sweet moment. I am going to do some yellow rice. And then what makes this meal so easy is rotisserie chicken. I am going to do a rotisserie chicken. So yeah, I'm just going to prepare that. Let you guys watch me. No big deal. And I'll be eating soon, okay? Peace. Hello, you guys. I am in the bed for the night. My rotisserie was delicious, and now I am ready to tackle some more reading. So, I've already read 50 pages of this book, and usually I would come in a little bit later to give you initial thoughts on this book, but I need to come early because there are a lot of moving parts in this book. So keep up and stay with me. So in this book, we start with a prologue. This woman is in this house, and this house is on fire, and it seems like she is about to be burned alive. That's the prologue. Now we get into the story. In this story, we start by following a woman named Kate. Kate is attending the funeral of her mother. Kate comes from an affluent family. Her parents were very, very rich through her mother. Her mother comes from a very, very rich family. And Lily is her mother's name. Lily is dead. But not only is Lily, Kate's mother, dead, she was murdered. So her father, Harrison, he's still alive. He came home one day and his wife was dead. He calls our girl and says, "Hey, your mom is dead." Well, now at the current moment, we are at the funeral, and Kate does not know who murdered her mother. There has been no leads on who murdered her mother, and she notices that her ex-friend named Blair is at the funeral. Blair is important. We don't know why Blair is important, but we know she has to be important for some reason because Blair gets her own POV. So we are switching between Kate and Blair POVs. So let's get into Blair. Blair and Kate used to be best friends. They grew up together. Kate was kind of the more popular one, and Blair kind of clung on to her. But now Blair is an adult, and she's the more popular one. She is an author. She publishes books with her husband. And basically, Blair and Kate fell out because Blair does not like Kate's husband, Simon. Simon is Kate's husband. Simon is not from a well-to-do family, but he married Kate after Kate's boyfriend in college died from some type of accident in a car. So she quickly got married to him, and they've been together. And Simon is an architect. Kate is a doctor, and Blair doesn't like Simon. She never liked Simon, and that is what made Blair and Kate fall out. She said there was something weird about Simon. Well, at the repast, if you will, at the repast, Kate and Blair meet back up, and they, kind of make apologies for like falling out with one another. And Blair says she came to the funeral because Blair was really close with Lily. There's something there. She was really close with Lily, and she wanted to come and pay her respects. And so when we're in Blair's POV, she still hates Simon. She still hates Simon. She still hates the husband. And Simon still hates Blair. Simon comes up to Blair and says, like, "You're not going to break us apart, so stop, knock it off." And so she's kind of keeping her eye on Simon. Simon is up to no good. Simon is doing something really weird with this lady. You guys, this is just 50 pages I've read, and I still got all this information. That's why I came to you early. There is this woman who is a widow now, and she's been trying to make moves on Kate's dad since, now he's doesn't have a wife anymore. And she's a widow, and she's in the story because she grew up with them. She is the mother of someone they grew up with. I done forgot both of their names, but Kate, Blair, and her daughter all grew up together. She was really mean, really evil. I think her name is Georgina. This is why she's important. Georgina has a driver. She's had a driver. This driver has been around forever. Blair is the one who tells us this. She has a driver, and Simon goes up to the driver and gives the driver money, like something in an envelope. I don't know if it's money. And that would just be something I wouldn't add here, but that adds another layer to the story because his name is Randolph or something. Randolph, the driver, is the brother of Kate and Simon's nanny. Yes, God. Yes, God. All of these things come together because the nanny used to be the nanny of the girl that they all went to school with, who Blair doesn't really like, and the mama she don't really like. And there's a whole backstory why she don't like them. You could read the book to find out. So that adds another layer. So there's this, clearly Simon is doing something with the driver, and then that driver's sister is their nanny. There's a lot of moving parts. But there's also one more part in all of this. This guy named Gordon, he's on the table as well. I'm going to give you guys a character list just so you guys see how much is going on in all of this. Gordon is in this book because Gordon's family owns a bank, and Kate's parents, Lily and Harrison, keep all of their money in Gordon's family bank, so they do business together. Gordon's a little weird. Blair doesn't trust Gordon, and Kate, when we're in Kate's POV, she says she always thought something was weird and off about Gordon. So Gordon is on the table too, and I think that is everybody. All of that stuff happened in 50 pages. In 50 pages, that's where we got. So there's a lot of stuff going on. That's everything. Have I even told you necessarily what's going on in the book? Basically, Kate's mama is dead and nobody knows who killed her. Oh, the big thing. This is the thing I do need to tell you. That is actually part of the synopsis instead of me telling you all the characters. Kate is receiving notes. Somebody is leaving notes basically threatening Kate. And so you're to believe that that the person who was leaving Kate's notes also killed her mama and is trying to kill somebody else around her. So they've revved up securities. This is not Kenya trying to solve this book with you. This would have been a fun book for me to do a full spoiler vlog on, but we here now. Who does Kenya think is sketchy? The husband, 100% right. He seems like he's the person doing all of this stuff because it just makes the most sense. Like, he wants their money, right? But that also seems too easy. Because we have a Blair chapter, Blair could have totally done it. Gordon, I think, is fully a red herring. And I also think the main character could be doing all of this. She could also be in on this. So those are my 3 sketch. But that's not saying anything because I think it's obvious. I think Gordon is our red herring. The husband, but that seems too easy. Blair, only because we have her POV. So there could be something there. And then the main character, she could totally be in on this too. I don't know. I'm going to keep on reading. I'll probably come with a little bit more the more that I read, because usually I don't come this early. And then I'll tell you my final thoughts. But yeah, just wanted to update you. Peace. Hello, you guys. It is the next day. I read another 50 pages of this book. There's really no more, I think, for me to really come add until the end. So I'm just going to give you like my page 100 thoughts. There's something last night that I didn't tell you that's another added layer to this mystery. The husband of Kate, our main character, Simon, he has a childhood friend. So Simon's dad died when he was really young. And so this guy stepped in to kind of take over Simon's dad's spot in their family business. And he has a daughter. And that daughter has always had a crush on Simon, but she was like really, really young. She was like 7 years old when Simon and Kate got married. And she even said she didn't want Simon and Kate to get married when she was 7 because Simon was for her. Simon was going to wait for her to become older. Well, now she is older and her and Simon have this weird relationship. And Kate thinks that Simon is having an affair with her. That's another added layer. So where I'm at in this book, Blair is even sketchier. Gordon is also sketchy as hell, and Simon remains sketchy. I still think Gordon is a red herring. I think the little girl who has a crush on Simon, who's not a little girl anymore, I think she's a red herring. It's really down to Blair and Simon up to no good. I think Simon is too easy, but at this point, I think Blair is kind of too easy to who done it. So maybe it's Kate. I don't goddamn know. I'm confused, but I'm in it. It's a good read. But I will say, The words are so small on this. I have perfectly fine eyesight. It is hard to read this book. I think it's because the words are so small and they're not as dark as they should be. This is kind of hard to read physically, but I'm doing it because, I mean, how else would I read it? I got it on discount. But yeah, I'm about to go into Target and get me some household items. And yeah, I'm on like a no buy in all of my life. The only books I buy is like book of the month books, and like pre-orders have come in, which I need to show you guys book of the month and some pre-order stuff. I don't know if I'll wait to the end or show you later. You'll find out. But yeah, I gotta just buy some household stuff. So I'm in and out this Target. In and out. Nothing extra. Peace. I went and got some crumble cookie today. I wasn't in love with the flavors they had, but I just wanted to try some of the things that they had. This is what I got. Oreo, peanut butter, some pie one. And then I also got the Biscoff. Let me get it. I got the Biscoff little like thingy custard pie little thingy. Some is already gone. My man really enjoyed this. It is really good, but like it's a lot of damn dessert. I already took a nibble of the peanut butter. Delicious. I never really like anything crumble has with like chocolate. So I don't know why I got the Oreo cream. I do like Oreos, so maybe that'll be good. This one, that smells good. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the crumble cookie I got. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, so I'm not going to eat all of these. But yeah, this is good. The peanut butter is also good. I'll tell you guys tomorrow about the other two flavors. Or later tonight, okay? Peace.
Good morning, you guys. I didn't literally just wake up. I was just doing morning stuff, like getting the house together from the night before, doing stuff that you do in the morning. So I was able to finish last night, The Last Time I Saw Her by Liv Constantine. And what do I want to say about this book? This book is going to get 3.5 stars, and I'm really comfortable in that rating. Every time I give a book a rating, I'm sometimes not comfortable. I'm like, do I want to go back and change that rating? Am I okay with that? This is a 3.5 book for me. Like, I fully enjoyed reading it, but I know it has a lot of issues. So let's discuss the issues. Number one, our main character, Kate, is not fully actualized. Like, we get things about her and we're told things about her, but they don't really ring true when you are inside Kate's head and you get to like know Kate. Kate is like, we're told that Kate is a doctor, Kate is this businesswoman, Kate's on top of her stuff, but we never actually see that. We see Kate give all her motherly duties to a nanny. We never see Kate at work. And it's just like, who is Kate as a person? Kate actually just feels like a lot of the rich stay-at-home moms you get in a lot of domestic thrillers. So there's that. You also have the relationship between Kate and Simon as a husband and wife. That is very aloof. We don't really get to know anything about them to get inside their marriage, to even make a judgment either way on who these two people are. Would Simon betray Kate? Would Kate betray Simon? And so when you start getting into the meat and potatoes of this book, it's kind of hard to really suss out what's going on because you're just like, I don't know enough about Simon and Kate. Then you have Blair. I think the Blair storyline starts to become the weakest. I already told you, you get POV chapters from Blair. That starts to become the weakest part of the book towards the end. Like, I kind of think it falls apart, honestly. Still enjoyable to read, but it's not done as clean as it should be. And so overall, I just think this book was like, it was interesting and fun enough to read, but like there were some clear issues in writing, pacing, and plot. So I'm gonna give it 3.5 because I enjoyed myself, but I understand it is not the greatest thriller of all time. So, anyways, The Blue Ticket. We are going to move into The Blue Ticket by Sophie McIntosh. Have no clue what this book is about. It's also a heavy book. Like, you ever pick up a book and it feels like there's a weight inside? This is also really heavy for what it is. Yeah, we're gonna read The Blue Ticket, but I am going to go work out. Got my water bottle, dressed to work out. And I will talk to you guys later about The Blue Ticket. Peace. Hello, you guys. I am here to come give my initial thoughts on The Blue Ticket. So how do I want to set this up? First, I'm going to talk to you kind of about the structure of this book, what this book is about, my initial thoughts. So in this book, this is a literary fiction book. It is a dystopian book, but I'm very particular about wanting to put the dystopian title on this because number one, I think the genre of dystopian is used wrong a lot of the times. Dystopian means something, and a lot of times people use the word dystopian the same way they use the word magical realism in the wrong way. Every society that is crumbling or like is different than the society we live in is not a dystopian book. That is just not how dystopian works. Just like magical realism, every book that has magical elements, especially unexplained magical elements, are not magical realism. Like, those words mean something specific. So I don't know if I necessarily want to put dystopian on this book, but for the moment, I do want to put dystopian on this book. So this is a literary fiction dystopian, and this book is broken up into parts, but it's broken up into a lot of parts. So you have lottery, home, road, cabin, beach, border, epilogue. Those are what it's set up in. And I believe we are using these different chapters, these different breakdowns to show different moments in our main character's life. So in this book, we are following this girl. We start off in the chapter called Lottery. She is going to be a part of a lottery where her fate is decided by someone. They are going to decide if she is a blue ticket or if she is a white ticket. We quickly learn that blue tickets are women who do not have children. They do not have children. They kind of get to live freely and do whatever they want until the day that they die. That's what it seems like. And then you have white tickets. White tickets are the women who have been chosen to carry children, to have children in this society. Our main character gets chosen as a blue ticket. And at first, she's kind of like, okay, that is a thing. But quickly, she starts to feel this yearning to be a mother. She kind of always thought she was going to be a mother. So getting assigned a blue ticket is not very good for her. She doesn't feel like this is going to work out. So then we go to the next phase of her life, which is then called home. We catch up with her 18 years after being assigned a blue ticket. And she's not doing well. She is not doing well. We know that by the stuff that she says. So in this society, in this world, you have to you have to go see a doctor. You have to go see a psychiatrist. At least the blue tickets do. And we see her in these therapy sessions with her psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist is telling her something. She's saying stuff. And we quickly realize she is not handling being a blue ticket well. She's sleeping with everybody. She's going out. She's partying, sleeping with strangers and all this stuff. But it doesn't feel fulfilling. She wants to be a mother. So quickly, our character devises a plan to get pregnant. She don't give a damn. She is going to get pregnant, and that just is what it is. That is what this story is about. But keep in mind, this book is a literary fiction, so don't get too invested in the plot summary. The plot has really nothing to do with literary fiction. If you read literary fiction, you get what I'm saying. It's what you learn about the characters and about life through these plots. Like,
what this book, I believe, I would have to read more, what this book is trying to do, it's making you ask questions about choice. And it's making you ask questions about freedom and what freedom really is. What this book is doing well is, usually in a book like this, the character would get the white ticket, right? You just would expect like the character to get the white ticket and be forced to have kids, because that's usually what we get in these types of books. Someone being forced to have children that they don't want. That's usually how this idea of choice and women making choices is always framed, in this idea that you become a matriarch, you are motherly, you are feminine, you are all of these things. But we're getting kind of that flipped on its head. We have this woman with a blue ticket and she's yearning to be a mother, but I don't necessarily believe what she wants has anything to do with the actual idea of the book. I don't think her wanting to be a mom, or if she wanted to just, sleep with everybody, I don't think that is not, the specificity in that doesn't matter to the point of the book. The point is about choice and who makes all of our decisions. Why do we do anything that we do? Even the people who believe they are acting in their own self-governing, are you constantly giving a set of 3 choices and you pick between the 3? Is that so? It's an idea like, what is womanhood as we know it, and what paths do women really have? What choices do women really have when it comes to the paths they choose for this life? Now, the reason why I also said earlier, I didn't know if I want to call it a dystopian. A big part of that is lack of information. Like, you just can't call something a dystopian because, like, it's a part of a society that has weird fucking rules. Like, that doesn't make something a dystopian necessarily. We don't have enough information about this world. Like I said, that's why I say don't get too bogged down in the plot. This author intentionally doesn't really give you any information as to why they're doing what they're doing, what this world really is, why do they section people off, how does this type of stuff work. Even in the book, they say that they don't know who makes the choice, who makes the blue ticket choice, who makes the white ticket. And of course, as I keep reading, I'm sure we're going to find out more information, but the author intentionally is just giving you little crumbs of it, because that's just not the point. Like I said earlier, just a few seconds ago, like, it's not about who specifically is making the choice. It's this idea about all of us in society. Anything can fit under that. And I think it's intentional not to go too detailed in world building, because then people get too bogged down by the plot and the message isn't there, as literary fiction usually does. I say all of that to say this. I'm enjoying this. The prose in this, clean. One thing about me, y'all know from this channel, I think books need to be written well. We have gotten too far into the let people have fun, let people write the way that they write, and we are missing what this was built on. It's called being able to write. Your prose need to be good. Your sentences need to be interesting. I am so damn sorry. We have fallen so far from people like Toni Morrison. We have fallen so far from Baldwin, Diddy, and like, you gotta have some good goddamn prose. And so the prose in this is really, really strong. After every single page, there's a quote that just like stays with me. And so, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to finish this book because this is a very, very easy read. But the idea is just this idea on choice and, womanhood and feminine, all those things that, books are about. But it's being done in a really, really interesting way. We have you guys know I love a character. We have a compelling character, a compelling plot. It's all there. 4 or 5 star is what I think this is going to be shaping up to be. But yeah, so far so good. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
here to give my final update on The Blue Ticket by Sophie McIntosh. I have finished this book. I'm going to give this book, I'm of two minds with my rating on this book. This book is one of the most well-written books that I have read this year. Every sentence feels intentional. The prose is clean. Like, it fully all comes together in the way that I think in the current time we live in, a lot of books don't come together. I think this is well thought out. It is intentional. It is organized properly. It just works. It just is a well done book. But I cannot say I fully enjoyed every moment of being in this book. I'm gonna be honest, the first half of the book, I was there, fine, amazing. But as the book kept going, I did find myself being like, now how many pages left? Now how many pages left? Like, it did get to be redundant, and that is because I didn't care about the character. I always tell you guys, I'm a character girl. I need interesting characters. I need characters that I become invested in. Because the way the story is told, it is hard to invest in the character and what's going on with the character because you're left at such a distance, which is intentional, but I don't know if it was necessarily good for my reading experience. So I want to just go ahead and give this book 4 stars and be like, you know what? I got the story. And by the way, the plot is perfectly good. It's not that, it's just eventually it did become a little boring for me. But I think the message is so good, and the way that this author uses to convey that message is done really, really well. And there's a character in this book, the doctor's like therapist in this book, that I think is one of the most interesting characters that I have read this year. So I say the character of the week, and then I say there's a character that's really interesting to me. I would actually want to hear more from this character in another book. That's how much I enjoy that character. But you don't get much of him in this book. So it's like, I don't know. I think I'm going to go 3.75. I think I'm going to go 3.75. I would recommend you read this book. I think a lot of people who like those types of books, like Leave the World Behind, which I actually enjoyed Leave the World Behind. This is very Leave the World Behind. Like, honestly, I would say they're comp titles, to be honest with you. This is very Leave the World Behind type of book. So yeah. If you like books about someone going on a journey, escaping something that you're not really sure what they're escaping, but it's all about them trying to find some type of purpose or identity or new life, this is 100% for you. Another thing, this is obviously has like Handmaid's Tale and The Giver vibes. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But in more exciting news, if you watch my When the Vibe is Right live show for the book club, you know I have been having computer issues. Quiet as it's kept, I've been having computer issues since April. Baby, Apple has finally given me my computer back, and they replaced all the good stuff inside. I have been wanting them to do this forever, but I haven't had physical evidence really that there's been an issue with my computer. So like my computer just kept force shutting down, and it's been doing that for a very long time. And I would keep telling them that like my computer just shuts down for no reason. And they haven't really had anything to like show that there's a problem with the computer. They would just keep wiping the computer, re-downloading everything back onto the computer. That's what they kept doing. And it would do it and do it and do it. But finally, my computer actually gave them something that they could see that is clearly wrong. It just stopped turning on. It just stopped turning on, and it just stayed on the Apple screen, cut off. And so finally they were like, yeah, something clearly wrong with this thing. And they replaced all the good stuff inside, which I've been wanting them to do forever because I personally believe my computer was faulty from jump. I've had this issue from jump. There's been an issue. So like they replaced all that, they put it in. I feel like I'm good now. So this is exciting. I have not had a computer for 2 weeks. So yeah, I always have a desktop. And then I have an old computer that I've been using, but like my computer, I missed it. So Kenya's about to drink coffee, eat bagel, and then I'm going to go wash my hair. So you guys actually won't see me for a while. I don't know what book we're going to read next. When I'm washing my hair, I watch YouTube videos. I like to catch up on like vlogs.
like people who post really long vlogs. I like to watch them while I'm washing my hair. So you guys won't see me for a while, but we're either gonna do, I think we're gonna do the house at the bottom of the lake. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Hello, you guys, from my shower. We are in my shower because I was doing something in my shower and I'm about to take a shower. And I said, why not update you guys in my shower? But I want to talk about A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. This is my first Josh Malerman book, I believe. And in this book, we are following two kids, as it seems, who have found a house at the bottom of a lake. We are following James and Amelia. James works at his father's hardware store, and Amelia comes into the hardware store. He asks Amelia out on a date, and they decide to have their first date on a lake. And when they're on this lake, they find another lake, and then they go to another lake. So there's a secret second lake, and when they're on that secret second lake, they find this secret third lake that nobody is at. And when they're on that secret third lake, they found a house that is submerged underwater. And so they quickly realize that they want to look into this house. They want to see what's going on in this house. So they get scuba gear and they start looking into the house. That is the synopsis of this book, but it really isn't actually saying what this book is about. This book is so much more than that, and I wasn't expecting it to be. This book has, I believe, my favorite type of horror structure, if you will, where the outside world doesn't really matter. So we, as the reader, we don't get a lot of details on anything that's going on outside of our characters, or even more so like how the world works. But we're just getting stuff about these characters, and that tells us the world around them. This horror book that I read and really enjoyed, it reminds me of that, where like you're not really sure if this is like a world that we are in, or like if this is our reality, but like it works. Like something about it adds this mysterious element because you are so isolated in these characters. Like you don't really know what's going on beyond these characters, and it just creates this atmosphere of mystery, of intrigue, like what's going on in this world and these characters. Another thing that I love about this book so far, it's the way that it's written. It almost feels like there's three characters in this book. So this book is told in third person, but so you get the James said, Amelia said, but also in between their dialogue to each other, there's sentences that almost feels like there's a secret third person. There's a third person who knows a little bit too much about them, who's a little bit too curious, who kind of already knows how their story is going to end. And it adds this extra layer of mystery. And also with the dialogue is so abrupt. It's so like very like to the point. So it's like, oh, we did this, and so I did that. Went on a date with this girl, she broke her arm. Like they're just saying words back and forth to each other, and it almost adds to like this mysterious element about this world. Like no one's acting normal. These two characters aren't interacting normally, but it just adds to the style. There's this creepy style going on. And another thing I really enjoy about this book, shockingly, is like there's like this romance going on, obviously, between Amelia and James, but like the house that they found in their relationship is like in conversation with each other. I dog-eared. Kenya was dog-earing. It goes, let's find the quote. Okay, it goes, they're talking about the house, right? And this is what they say. They go, we can't tell a soul. People will ruin it because that's what people do. No, it's ours for now. For as long as you want it, it's ours. And do you see how like that can also go into like romance? Like their relationship is theirs, and how if you tell people about it, they can ruin it. And also the same thing to do with the house.
Another quote that is really good is, "It's what I've been looking for my whole life. It's something so nonsensical that it makes fun of every sensible thing in the world. It's impossible, but it's here. Can we keep it?" So good. Like, I'm sorry, so damn good. They're talking about the house. But like this could, I'm gonna read it because I don't think you got it. It goes, "It's what I've been looking for my whole life. It's something so nonsensical that it makes fun of every sensible thing in the world. It's impossible, but it's here. Can we keep it?" Ugh! For all my romance girlies. And it's so funny because I read How to Lose the Time More last month, and something about it was too flowery. Like, I got the point of the romance and like, ooh, it's so romance, but like it just wasn't the way I like romance to be, talked about in literature. But this is like that to me, that is one of the most romantic set of sentences I have read all year. Another one is, I would have to find it, I didn't dog ear it, but they were talking about the house, and they were talking about no hows and no whys. Like, don't ask how and don't ask why, just go with it. And that's also so fucking romantic. Like, it's just so romantic to be talking about this creepy house and also this like budding relationship. It's so good. But also with that secret, this is a horror book, and that little secret other person that's in this book keeps you wondering, like, I don't know if things are gonna end all that well. Like, I don't know how this is going to end for you guys, because it just feels like something is watching them almost. Or like I was saying earlier, it just feels like someone already knows the outcome of their relationship. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but with only 88 pages to go, I'm in it. So I probably have a date night tonight. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to finish this, and I will probably give you guys my final thoughts on this book in the morning. But this is different. This is really, really different, and I'm kind of upset I let it sit on my bookshelf for so long. But like, I'm enjoying it. All of these books in this video have been so like different and not what I usually read, but like in the best way. Like, I'm enjoying myself, no expectations, but like they're surprising me. But anyways, let me get the hell, like, you guys, we're literally in my shower. We're literally in my shower. But I'm gonna get out of my shower and I'm gonna take a shower, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Hello, you guys. I am here with a final update on A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. This book pleasantly surprised me. This book, yes, it had horror elements, and I do believe that this is a horror book. You're in this haunted house under the water. Is there a creature there? Is there someone watching them? It is very creepy. But at the root of this is just this almost coming of age story. This story about love and having hope and wanting something that is yours. And it just worked for me. I was not expecting to enjoy my reading experience of this book the way that I did. I actually kind of thought this was the book I was going to like the least of all the books I read in this video, and it's simply not. This book was inspired. Every word on the page was there intentionally. The way that Josh Malerman chose to tell this story and the style choices, it all came together and it worked. So what is my rating for this book? I'm going to give this book 4.5 stars, and I'm going to log it as a 4. I don't think a book like this could ever be like a 5-star read for me, because it's just not really my style. Like, I read 5-star. I'm getting stricter about my 5 stars. That's what it is. And it's really that, how do I explain this? I need to become stricter about my 4 stars. I need to become stricter about what I give 4 stars so I feel better about giving books I really, really enjoy 4 stars and not 5. That's why Blue Ticket is going to stay in the 3 range, because I enjoyed this book more than I enjoyed Blue Ticket. So that's what it is. I need to go on my Goodreads and change some of my 4 stars to 3 stars, because that's where they belong. Because this to me is just a 4-star book for me. Like, I recommend it to everyone. It honestly was an amazing reading experience. I loved it, but I didn't love it as much as goddamn The Bee Sting. The Bee Sting is my favorite book I read this year, right? So like, I don't know. That's where it belongs. But anyways, I am going to get started on our next book pretty much right away. So I'm going to be wearing my same outfit on that because I got to get this vlog percolating. And so it is Saturday. I'm going to watch some football. If you do not know, I went to the University of Alabama. So obviously football Saturdays mean everything to me. I am so happy football is back. And yeah, so I'm going to go watch some football. And football is actually when I kind of do my best reading, because like I can just sit and like watch the game and read at the same time. It don't take a lot to like really focus on the game, because they like I'm like, you don't got to really pay attention to much. So anyways, that is what I'm going to do. I have my morning coffee, and yeah, I just want to come and say we have another winner for the vlog. I'm enjoying doing this. I should have done this like more this year. That's a regret of mine, like shopping my shelf and like looking at my bookshelf for books that like have just been sitting here. I'm enjoying this. So anyway, last book of the video. Hello, you guys. We are making margaritas. I feel like in this entire vlog, all y'all been seeing me do is drink. It was lemon drops. It was strawberry lemonade with gin. And now it's margaritas with a little bit of Avion. Is that how you pronounce it? We have our limes. I need to make some simple syrup. But I'm about to chop up my strawberries. Then I'm going to blend them. I'm going to juice my limes. Then I got to make the simple syrup. And that's how we're going to do this. And you guys can watch me. And then I'll finish up, you know, the book, updating you guys and wrapping up the video about the books. And that'll be the end of this, okay? Peace. That's my margs. Hello, you guys. I am coming to give initial thoughts
on These Silent Woods by Kimmy Cunningham Grant. So in this book, we are following a man and his daughter. They are living out in the woods, but we are not sure why they are living out in the woods. All we know is that the man in this book, he is running away from something that he has done back in the real world, back in civilization. So he lives out here with his 8-year-old daughter, but things have gotten a little bit bad because he has a cousin, I believe, who usually brings him supplies every year, and that cousin has not showed up. He is of the opinion that that cousin has died, and so now he has to go into the world and get the supplies himself, which is a little tricky because he doesn't want people to know where he is. He has a neighbor who lives kind of a few miles away from him named Scotland. This guy knows what our main character did, and he's kind of, suspicious of this neighbor because this neighbor seems to always be snooping and looking in on him. So they're kind of in like this cat and mouse game, but they don't know what they're trying to win, what they're trying to get over the other. And that's pretty much what's going on in this book. John Hart blurbed this book, and John Hart said that this book was gorgeously written, taut, and compelling. And that's what I agree with. I don't think I've ever read a blurb and agreed with it more than that. This book is gorgeously written, taut, and it is very compelling. Emphasis on the word compelling. I'm not sure how I feel about this book, like if this book is going to get 4 stars, maybe 5, maybe 3. But what I do know is I'm enjoying reading this book. This book is compulsively readable. I'm constantly flipping the pages, and you guys know I am in search of my perfect, like, in the woods type of story, a book that is just kind of creepy, suspenseful, that takes place in the woods. I am in search for that because I can never find it. Every book that people recommend to me about people living in the woods, it never really scratches that itch that I need. And this one is kind of scratching the itch. So I do not know, but I am enjoying reading this book. This book does have elements of Near the Bone. If I could find Near the Bone, I would get Near the Bone. Let me go get Near the Bone. Near the Bone is a wood story that a lot of people, specifically on BookTube, really enjoyed. It was in the Goodreads horror category a few years back, and a lot of people liked it. This book didn't all the way come together for me, but a lot of people do like it. And these two books do have a lot of the same elements in some ways, like a woman kind of being held against her will, someone being held against their will because, a male has his own agenda for, how he wants them to live their life. They have things in common. I'm enjoying this one more. But yeah, I think this book has an audience, and I'm surprised I haven't heard more people talk about it. But I'm liking it. I will keep reading it, and I will come and wrap this video up because, as you can tell by the last clip, it's a totally different day. It is a totally different day. I didn't read much yesterday, but I am going to read today. So I will see you guys at the end of this video to wrap this video up, and peace. Hello, you guys. We are here to wrap up this video. I finished These Silent Woods, and I'm going to go ahead and give this book like 3.5 stars. This book was interesting in some ways. I thought that our main character was compelling. This book is compelling, like I said earlier, but I do think this book has kind of a tone issue. And also the way that this book is told, it's kind of hard to really get immersed in, like, the depth of the story or the depth that the story is trying to have because of the different tone shifts, the different settings, twists. We're going back in time and learning things about how our characters got in the woods. This book tries to have this philosophical, deep message, which I don't mind, and I don't necessarily think it's bad. I just think that a lot is going on, and it's hard, like I said, to really dive into any of it. At times, this book is creepy. At times, this book is thrilling. It's mysterious, but then also it switches in other ways, and I think it becomes less of that. And I think it kind of becomes a little too thin, a little too surface level. So I think all the ingredients were here for a good book, amazing book, but that's just not what we got. So I am still on the search
for my Perfect Woods book. I'm gonna be honest with you. At the beginning, I thought this book could be that, but I kind of feel like, I always say this, it kind of fell apart at the end for me. So anyways, let's go over what we read. So this is a 3.5. A House at the Bottom of a Lake was my favorite book in this video. It is a 4 out of 5 stars. Really, really good. You should get your hands on this one. The last time I saw her, this was a cheesy, almost popcorn thriller, definitely domestic thriller. And like, it's domestic thriller slop. Like, it's not trying to reinvent the wheel, but I enjoyed myself. I'm going to give this 3.5 as well. And then we have Blue Ticket, which this was our literary fiction in here. And I'm going to give this book 3.75 stars. Overall, I am happy I got my hands on all of these books, and I'm happy that I read these books. These books have been sitting on my bookshelf, and I'm happy that I got to them. I think this was a successful vlog. So I will see you guys in the next one. I do have some books to show you, but you're going to have to wait till next vlog for that, because I just feel like this vlog has just gone on and on and on and on. So I will see you guys next week for another vlog.